Hey everyone, we're here with the Waldorf Streichfett string synthesizer, and we're checking out some of the features of this amazing string synth. Now, Streichfett literally translates from German to English as fat strings, but strings are just one of the many things that this amazing synth module is capable of. So back in the 70s and 80s, synthesizer designers didn't quite have the technology to sample or record string sounds perfectly into their synthesizers, and instead relied on analog circuitry approximating the sound of strings. Now that analog circuitry had a unique sound and was used by artists on countless albums across many different genres, and became unique and beloved in its own right. Streichfett captures the magic of those vintage string machines and adds features that help you glue your sound together, but doesn't become too complicated to use. On the front panel of Streichfett, you'll find two sections. On the left hand, the string section, which is the string synth engine, and you have control over the various sounds. For example, violin, viola and cello, a brass section, organ and choir, and then the ability to morph between all of those sounds together. There's also a crescendo and release, which affect the envelope settings of the string section. On top of that, there's an ensemble string effect and a chorus effect, which can be engaged both individually or at the same time using a switch in the string section. In the middle, you'll find a balance knob, which controls the balance between the string section on the left and the solo section on the right. The solo section has everything from basses and electric pianos to synths and pad sounds. And then you have the ability to split that section with the string section either on the low end if you want to do bass in your left hand, or on the high end if you want to do leads in your right hand. You can also, of course, layer those with all 8 voices of the solo section being layered with the string section as well. There's also an envelope setting, and if you have the attack turned all the way down, for the first about 30% of the knob's play, you have percussion, which adds a click to the beginning of the solo section sound. In addition, you have the ability to switch the envelope for the solo section from sustained to simply decay. And then, of course, there is a stereo tremolo effect, which sounds really, really nice when you're listening in headphones or a stereo setup. Now on the bottom of Streichfett's front panel, you have two sections, an effect section and a memory section. The memory section is fairly simple. You can save sounds that you've created using 4 memory locations for 3 banks for a total of 12 memory locations. And in the effects section, you have animate, phaser, and reverb. Animate is a way to animate the sounds that you create using the string section by morphing, sort of like an LFO, between the various sound generation types. There's also a phaser effect, which affects the string section. And then a reverb, which affects the entirety of the sound coming out of the Streichfett. On the back panel of Streichfett, you'll find a headphone output, dual stereo 1/4-inch outputs, a USB port which is used for both USB MIDI and for powering Streichfett, and of course MIDI 5-pin in and out. So that's the Waldorf Streichfett String Synthesizer desktop module. If you're interested in finding out more, visit the Waldorf website or check out some of the other videos on our channel. Thanks so much for watching.